Hi, and welcome to Lamar County School District's Lunch and Learn. Today's topic, active parent versus active student. Now, let me offer you a little bit of tech support before we dive in. First of all, I want to draw your attention to our helpline. If you dial 601-794-0305, it's going to take you directly to our helpline that will come to one of our instructional technologists, and we will be able to give you live support at the moment that you need it. If you can't get anybody, don't hesitate to go to Lamar County School District's homepage, and right there on the homepage, you'll see a little icon that looks like this. It says Virtual Students Need Help, and that will take you to a link to fill out a help ticket. One of our ITs will get back with you as soon as possible because it will be linked directly to the school that you attend. All right, and we're going to look at one little slide that will show you some Google Meet controls so you'll know how, if you're able to log in live, to drop questions in the chat and or turn your camera and microphone on and off in the Google Meet. And here we go. So you have your chat icon down here, and then of course you have your mute and camera features here and some additional things that you may need. And of course you can leave the call at any time. So how do you connect with your tech team? Attention to the department section. When you hover over the drop-down menu, you'll see our technology link right here, and that's going to link you directly to our technology page. So every week at noon on Thursdays, we're going to have Lunch and Learn. So you can click right here on this little icon, and it's going to link you directly to our live meetings. In the event that you miss out on some of our live meetings, we're going to have all the recordings right here posted for you. So feel free to jump on our homepage anytime you need to, and you'll be able to connect with those meetings. If you're taking notes, bit.ly/techlcsd is our shortened URL. It'll take you directly to our technology page to connect with any of these resources that you need. So let's dive in. What is Active Parent? What is Active Student? Essentially, these are the portals that connect you and your student with our student information system. So why Active Parent? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is one of the best ways to stay connected with what's happening with your student in the classroom. You can do things like keep up with grades and missing assignments. You can view their attendance report. You can check out their schedule and their teacher's name and their lunch number. In the event that your student has a lot of different classes, if you need the teacher's email address, know that the email addresses are the teacher's first dot last name at lamarcountyschools.org, and you can communicate with them directly, but of course you can always use school status to communicate with your teacher as well. And if you're looking for your student's lunch number, we also use the term MSIS number. This is your student's state code that they also use as the password to log into the computer. They also have news and announcements for the district and the school posted there for you, and of course any discipline records that you might need to see and keep track of for your student. So why Active Student then? Well, guess what? For all of the exact same reasons, except this allows your student to not only stay connected with you and the teacher and what's going on with their learning, but it allows them to be responsible for their learning as well. So how do you access Active Parent and Active Student? Where do you get to these portals? Well, if you navigate to our homepage, you'll notice those direct links right there at the bottom of the screen. You don't even have to enter the homepage. You can also find these links at the very top of the homepage. So if you click to view the homepage, navigate right there to the top and this giant link right here, and it will take you directly to those sign-in pages. We have one additional spot the students can log into their Active Student account. If they simply scroll down on the home page of the district website, under Site Shortcuts, you'll see Student Links. If your student clicks there, they can also see other links that are available to them, as well as logging in to Active Student. So make sure that you have your login credentials that you'll get from your counselor's office and or school liaison. And you can call the school directly if you don't know your login credentials or your student doesn't know the login credentials and get that information. Now let's dive into Active Parent. So today we're going to talk about how to log in to Active Parent. The first thing we're going to do is to navigate to lamarcountyschools.org, and you'll notice that we are on kind of a home screen here that's not actually on the home page. So one of the easiest ways to log in to Active Parent is simply to click on the direct link at the bottom of the screen. Now, just to reference, if you click View Home Page and you do come directly to the home page here, you have a link here and you have a direct link here. Will take you directly to the Active Parent page. So you simply place your login credentials in there, your username and password, and you will be logged into your account. Now again, you may notice tabs may look different depending on your school, but the majority of the features are already here. Your first tab will be News, and it will default to anything happening in the school or district that you need to be aware of. Your second tab is the Demographics tab. This tab is going to give you all of your personal information for your student, like address and phone number. You'll find your student's MSIS number here, which is also their lunch number. That is the number that your student uses to log into the computer. You're going to also notice the schedule and grades. Now again, if your student has been here for a long time, you may notice a list of schedules, or it may look different based on what the school allows for you to see. So here you'll be able to see all of the classes your student is enrolled in. You can see the period and the term, and depending on if you're elementary or high school, you may just see a few of these because of course, the high schools are going to be on the block schedule. You'll see the teacher that teaches that course, and then you'll see all of the grades listed by their term, semester, or all year score. Notice you also have an attendance tab. So when you click on the attendance tab, you can see any checkouts, check-ins, any kind of excused and or unexcused absences. Looks like my student has an unexcused checkout here. That means I forgot to write a note within, I think, the 3-day time frame. So definitely want to be able to send that note next time. Okay, the next tab, we do have a disciplinary tab here, and this would show any discipline records that your student may have. Notice you also have the student registration link here in the event that you would need that in the future. Now let's imagine I have another student, so I'm going to select the drop-down menu for the students that I have registered, and I'm going to select my next student. And then I'm simply going to come back to my schedule and grades, and you'll notice I have a different schedule, different teachers, and of course the different term scores. Right now I can see all of the term 1 scores and averages because this is the term that we're currently in. If I click on Language Arts, I'll be able to select daily grades, and this is going to show each individual score that my student currently has in that particular subject area. You can see if it's an assignment that is a minor grade, or you can see if it's labeled as a test grade. Again, these headings may be different depending on your school and or elementary or secondary status. You can see the date when that was posted. You can also see the grade weight. Many elementary teachers do not change grade weights, but a lot of middle and high schools, you'll notice that the grade weight may be changed, and that's based on how much they want that particular assignment to count within our grading scale. And then of course you'll see the score listed out here on the side. You'll see the number score out of how many points and the letter grade. You can also select different terms. You can do term 1, term 2. Right now we only have scores in term 1, so all of the other terms would be empty at that point. So then I can come back up here, I can switch to a different subject area, and it's going to show my different scores here. Notice the assignment type, the date, the grade weight, and of course the scores. So it's great to be able to see those individual things. Now you say, well, what happens when I notice that, for an example, assignment has a 1 listed here? What you would then, of course, notice the average has dropped very low. Well, a 1 means that the student needs to make that assignment up. If the student has a 0, that means that they did not complete the assignment in the time frame that was allowed by the teacher. But a 1 means that they can still make that assignment up. And that would definitely be an assignment you would want to communicate with your student about. One more thing to remember about the grading system is that in addition to 1s and 0s, you might find that the teacher has posted an X for a student's assignment. If you see an X, that means that the student is exempt from that assignment. You also might see an NM. If you have additional questions about Active Parent, don't hesitate to reach out to our helpline, and we'll get you connected and get you set up and answer any questions that you have regarding this portal. So let's take a look at Active Student. In order for your student to log in to Active Student, there are several ways that they can log in. One of the easiest ways is to simply navigate to lamarcountyschools.org, just as if you would if you were logging into Active Parent, and the Active Student link is right here at the bottom. Click there and it'll take you directly to the page. You can also enter the home page, and you'll notice Active Student is located here as well. You may notice that if you go to your school's homepage, that they also have active student links posted there for their students as well. So your student will simply log in with the login credentials that they've been given. And they are ready to begin navigating Active Student. Notice the interface looks slightly different than Active Parent, and you may notice that some tabs are available depending on the school and if your student is secondary or elementary education. So the General tab is going to be simple information about your student, address, information like MSIS number and things like that. Of course, news is going to be on the home page. No news is good news. And then you'll be able to navigate to courses. You can see here, this particular student has all the grade levels listed here. It has the scores, the final grades, and the teachers. And then, of course, you also have the list of teachers that they currently have in each course. We're going to look at the grade book because this is going to show term grades, daily grades, homework, and lesson plans. So if I'm the student, I'm going to select the course that I'm currently in the term, and then I can see, much like the parent view, I can see all of the assignments that are minor grades, and then I can also see what's listed as a test grade. The title of the assignment, the date that it was posted in SAMS, the grade weight, and of course the grade. You'll notice there's also a running average at the top right-hand corner as well. I'm going to look at term grades, and this will give me just my running average of that particular subject area and term. Homework grades may depend on how the teacher posts those assignments. Most all of your grades will be found in the daily grades section here. Notice I can also go to the attendance tab, and I can select my begin and ending date, and I can see all of my current activity for my attendance. There are several other tabs here that may be of interest to the student, and they can begin being responsible for their own learning experience. One more thing to note, Active Student and Active Parent accounts are available for 2nd through 12th grade parents and students. Kindergartners and 1st grade students, they use a checklist system, and so that information is shared with you in a different way. If you have any questions about Active Student, again, don't hesitate to reach out. And that's it for today's Lunch and Learn session. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.